Auntie didn't know she had a son who was a billionaire. She had been picking up bottles for years outside her son's company building. But one day, she was knocked to the ground by a speeding luxury car. The rich second generation immediately accused her of trying to extort money. Auntie explained that he was driving too fast, but the arrogant rich second generation was rude. He threatened that she wouldn't be able to afford the car. Helpless, Auntie claimed she would pay him, but the rich second generation snatched her wallet from her hand and cruelly threw it on the ground. This scene was witnessed by the CEO. His girlfriend immediately picked up the wallet from the ground and discovered that the photo inside was of the CEO himself. At this moment, the rich second generation kept pressing her, claiming she couldn't leave without paying him $10,000. Auntie realized this was a scam. She originally planned to leave, but the rich second generation grabbed her and spilled all the contents of her bag onto the ground. To make matters worse, he demanded that Auntie kneel and apologize. Little did he know that his arrogant actions would soon come back to haunt him. But helpless and alone, Auntie had no other choice. Just as she was about to kneel, the CEO appeared just in time. Auntie didn't dare to recognize him, but the CEO immediately stepped in to help. He took out $10,000 and gave it to the rich second generation, demanding an apology to Auntie. But the rich second generation was still unrepentant. He snatched Auntie's wallet again, and when he looked at the wallet, he realized that the CEO was her son. Passers-by saw this and began to criticize the CEO for being unfilial, but they didn't know the full story. 6 years ago, the CEO got into his dream university. His mother was so happy that she invited the whole village to celebrate. Just as everyone was gathered together, the CEO publicly announced that he was cutting ties with his mother, because he clearly remembered that his father's death was linked to his mother's betrayal. For all these years, he had harbored resentment against her. Now, he had finally fulfilled his father's wish, and he could finally leave the family he resented. His mother broke down in tears. The neighbors wanted to defend her, but she stopped them, fearing that if her son knew the truth, he wouldn't be able to accept it. The truth was that the man wasn't her biological son. After many years of marriage without children, she once found an abandoned little boy. Unable to bear it, she decided to take him home and adopt him. But just a few years after adopting the child, her husband began an affair. While with his new lover, he suddenly had a heart attack and died. But her son blamed the woman's betrayal for his father's death, and believed that it was her fault that caused his father to die of a heart attack. This hatred was deeply buried in the CEO's heart. So, at the graduation banquet, he announced he was severing ties with his mother. Auntie could only watch as her son left without a second thought. 6 years later, Auntie had to rely on scavenging to survive, and then she encountered this accident. To prevent the passers-by from misunderstanding the CEO, Auntie quickly explained that this was all her karma, and had nothing to do with the CEO. But the rich second generation still wouldn't let her go. The CEO decided to make the rich second generation pay for his ridiculous behavior. He called the rich second generation's father to come and deal with him. The rich second generation still acted arrogantly, thinking the CEO was joking. But within 3 minutes, his father's slap landed on his face. Only then did he realize his mistake. Then the CEO took Auntie into the building, but the CEO still had no intention of forgiving his mother. He even said that if he was wrong,